Hi everyone. So we're heading into week 14. It's hard to believe we just have a little over 2 weeks left in the semester. So this week is a big week because you are submitting the final draft of your reader's guide by the end of the day on Monday. And so once you've done that, we focus all of our attention on the final portfolio. So this writing portfolio acts as your final in the class. We do not have an actual final test. We just have this writing portfolio, and that's what we will spend the remainder of the semester on. Just like the Reader's Guide, the portfolio is broken up into segments so that it's manageable, so you're not doing it at the last minute. So you'll see that there are 2 portfolio checks. So it breaks the assignment into those 2 portfolio checks to make sure that you are on track. So as you know, you're submitting the final draft and you need to save it as a PDF file. And there's instructions for how to do that and what to name your file. So the assignment will only accept a PDF file, and that's just so that you can't continue working on the document after you submit it. Okay, so I would also like you to review the portfolio assignment so you get an idea of the overall assignment, what you're being asked to do. And so I'm going to go over just a few key points about this. So the main purpose of the portfolio is to look back over all the work that you have done this semester in this class. So that's small pieces of writing that may seem insignificant to your larger pieces of writing and any other documents you've designed like the infographic. So you are doing both self-analysis and demonstrating your skills as a writer. Okay, so I'd like you to read through this assignment closely on your own, but I just want to point out a few things about this. So this is going to take the format of an essay broken up into 4 parts, which you can see here. So the essay will be 1,300 to 1,500 words total, with the different amount of words designated for each section here. This will be done in Google Docs as well. So you'll notice this term artifacts mentioned a lot throughout. So in portfolios, the term artifact means a piece of your work that you have done previously in the class in the semester. So it's basically examples of your own work. So for example, a studio or even a part of a studio that you've submitted would be considered an artifact. A reading response would be considered an artifact. Even a comment that you made on someone else's document during peer review would be considered an artifact. Your reader's guide or any part of it could be considered an artifact, okay? So that is what I mean by that term, okay? So whenever you include a screenshot, which you'll see instructions for later, of an artifact in this section, you'll want to provide a caption for it so that we know what the screenshot is of, and that's an example right there. Okay, so let me just scroll down. I have a list of writer's vocabulary that this is meant to give you ideas about things you might talk about, and also terms that you might consider incorporating into your portfolio and your responses in your portfolio. Okay, so you have again, these are the 4 parts. You have an introduction, and it's very specific as to what include in there. You have the course reflection, and you'll be doing this for the portfolio check 1. So you're going to be talking about the assignments or pieces of writing that helped you the most in the course, and you'll choose 2 of those, and assignments that you're most proud of, and you'll choose 2. Okay, and then you will add a section at the very end called an appendix, and you'll see an example of those in the student examples, but that's basically where you are including the entire assignment or a link to the assignment, all right, so that anyone reading your portfolio can go there and see or access the entire assignment. Okay, then you have another section where you have a reflection on yourself as a writer. So for this one, you are choosing 3 questions from the question bank. You can see there are 8 questions. These sub-questions help you answer each of the main ones, but you need to pick one of the bolded, you need to pick 3 of the bolded questions and use these below it to help you. Within each response to this section, you need to incorporate 3 artifacts from your coursework as screenshots. So you will take a screenshot and incorporate it into your response and comment on it and explain why that screenshot of your work relates to what you're saying in your response. Okay. So this is a little bit different from the previous section where you're including your artifacts in the appendix. This time you are doing a more focused choosing of the artifacts so that you're showing them within your response. And then finally you have the conclusion with your responding to these areas of discussion. Okay. So let me go back here. You're going to read that on Monday, and then you also can look at the sample student portfolios here. And again, you don't want to follow these too closely. They some of them may have had a slightly different instructions, but the general idea of how to write about your work in the portfolio is what I want you to look at. All right, so you don't want to imitate exactly what they're saying, more about how they go about writing about their work. So if you go down to the end here, you can see this appendix. So this is where you are putting the pieces of work that you talk about in the course reflection. All right, so you're including the entire source there that you talk about. Now, that student did it that way, and let's look at how this student approached the appendix. So you can see here there's a little less design than the previous one, but this is for their appendix. They include the screenshot and an explanation of what this artifact is. If you don't want to do this, you could also hyperlink to each of these assignments. Okay, so there's different options for how you want to set that up. Okay, and then finally that's all due on Monday, and then on Wednesday you are building your portfolio assignment in Google Docs and getting started on it. Okay, so please follow these instructions very carefully for how you set up your headings. So again, headings are very important and a good use of design and helping keeping things organized. So make sure you set this all up according to these headings in your Google Doc, and then you want a draft of the coursework section, coursework reflection section. So you want to try to get to the 500 words according to the assignment instructions, which I've linked to again up there, and then have in your appendix the 4 assignments or links to those 4 assignments that you discuss in your coursework reflection. So that's what you will need to be have considered this assignment, this portfolio check complete, is that the shell is built, you have a 500 word or nearly close to it draft of the coursework reflection, and you have all 4 assignments in the coursework reflection in the appendix. Okay, so please let me know if you have any questions about that. It's pretty straightforward, and you just need to keep consulting that portfolio assignment up there. Okay, so that's it for Wednesday, and then on Friday you are doing a peer response using the Google Comments feature to Portfolio Check 1. So this needs to be, it should be in your group folder, and I'll make sure that that is in the instructions. So you're responding to these points, okay? And that is it for the week. Please let me know if you have any questions. Again, you're doing a good job. We're in the final stretch. Just keep up with what is due each day, and you will have your portfolio done on time. I hope you all have a great week.